યા બરાબર નિખિલ જો નજીક લાવવાનું થોડું જો I can bring it closer, no problem. બેસી જાય એટલું સેટઅપ કરી દો. Perfect. જો તો એટલે નીચે
આપણે 10 મિનિટ છે.
યા પણ જો તો વાયર બરાબર
પેલો એનાથી આ બાજુ રહીએ. હા હા
બરાબર
બરાબર.
perfect. Yep.
અત્યારે નેક્ટર ઓફ ડિવોશન અને ભગવદ્ ગીતા બે ચોપડીઓ મારી પાસે છે. અને આપેલી
કૃષ્ણ
ભજનની ચોપડી.
પરફેક્ટ ચાલો
ના સારું થયું તું શીખી ગઈ તો.
હે યા
આ શીખી ગઈ તો સારું, નહીં તો બધાને મોંમાં હાથમાં રાખવાના.
શીખવાડ્યું પહેલાં કે લોકોને એલેક્સના જે લગ્ન કર્યા
ભગવાનનો ફોટો લીધો છે.
લીધો ને એ જ બતાવે છે ને. કેટલા વાર છે વાર છે મારે નાવાઈ જવાનું છે.
હા તો શરૂ કરવું જ કરી દઈએ એમાં વાંધો નથી.
ના રે જવાનું Hare Krishna, Hare Hare.
પછી કે એની મિનિટ્સ બિટ્સ લખે છે એ લોકો શું મિટિંગમાં શું થયું છે કે લખીને આપવાના છે?
પછી આપશે. લાઈવ કેમ બતાવે છે? લાઈવ
બેટરી
ચાલુ છે અહીંથી. હરે કૃષ્ણ. લાઈવ બતાવે છે. મારો ફોન ત્યાં છે, જોઈએ. કઈ દર્શન કરશે. દર્શન કરશે.
શરૂ. હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે હરે, હરે રામ 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 હરે હરે, હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે હરે, હરે રામ 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 હરે હરે, હરે કૃષ્ણ 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 હરે હરે, હરે રામ 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 હરે હરે. So welcome to Shri Radha Govinda temple. If you see the deities, we don't feel like moving our eyes from beautiful darshan of Shri Radha Govinda. This particular costume was designed by Varanasi Mataji, and so it's so beautiful. It looks like that way, but it's possible that it may not be designed by her. But it's very majestically designed and presented. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So now it's 5 o'clock, we'll be beginning the reading. नाना शास्त्र विचारणेक निपुणो सद्धर्म संस्थापको लोकानां हितकारणौ त्रिभुवने मन्यौ शरण्याकरो राधा कृष्ण पदारविंद भजनन् नंदन मत्तालिको वंदे रूप सनातनो रघुयुगो श्रीजीव गोपालको. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are very expert in scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures with the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Thus, they are honored all over the three worlds, and they are worth taking shelter of, because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendent loving service of Shri Shri Radha Govinda. Today's verse is from Bhagavad Gita as it is, and I'm going to tie it with another scripture Srila Prabhupada has translated, which is Krishna. Name of the book is Krishna, part 1 and part 2. And there is a reason. The verse that we are reading today from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 11, text number 4, is Manyase yadi takshakyam maya drastumiti prabho yogeshvara tato mitvam darshyatmanabhyayam. Manyase yadi yat shakyam maya drastumiti prabho yogeshvara tato mitvam darshyatmanabhyayam. If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal form. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. It is said that one can neither see, hear, understand, nor perceive the Supreme Lord Krishna by the material senses. But if one is engaged in loving transcendental service to the Lord from the beginning, then one can see the Lord by revelation. Every living entity is only a spiritual spark. Therefore, it is not possible to see or to understand the Supreme Lord. Arjuna, as a devotee, does not depend on this speculative strength. Rather, he admits his limitations as a living entity and acknowledges Krishna's inestimable position. Arjuna could understand that for a living entity it is not possible to understand the unlimited infinite. If the infinite reveals himself, then it is possible to understand the nature of the infinite by the grace of the infinite. The word Yogeshwar is also very significant here because the Lord has inconceivable power. If He likes, He can reveal Himself by grace, although He is unlimited. Therefore, Arjuna pleads for the inconceivable grace of Krishna. He does not give Krishna orders. Krishna is not obliged to reveal Himself unless one surrenders fully in Krishna consciousness and are engaged in devotional service. Thus, it is not possible for persons who depend on the strength of their mental speculation to see Krishna. And then, when we continue reading, it says here that she Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms." So, without waiting, Krishna is showing that form. And this particular chapter is titled as the universal form. So, in Bhagavad Gita, we keep reading Janma Karma Chame Divyam, that Lord Krishna's birth as well as his pastimes are inconceivable, and that's why they are very divine, and one should be knowing that. So, we'll be reading the same subject from the Krishna book as I promised, because we are going to tie different books of Srila Prabhupada, which has the same kind of concepts, but little more details here and there. So here, the title of the particular chapter is Vision of the Universal Form from Krishna book. Now here it says, another day, when Krishna and Balaram were playing with their friends, all the boys joined Balaram and told Mother Yashoda that Krishna had eaten clay. On hearing this, Mother Yashoda caught hold of Krishna's hand and said, "My dear Krishna, why have you eaten earth in the solitary place? Just see, all your friends, including Balaram, are complaining about you." Being afraid of his mother, Krishna replied, "My dear mother, all these boys, including my elder brother Balaram, are speaking lies against me. I have never eaten clay. My elder brother Balaram, while playing with me today, became angry, and therefore he was joined with the other boys to complain against me. They have all combined together to complain, so you will be angry and chastise me. If you think they are truthful, then you can look within my mouth to see whether I have taken clay or not." His mother replied, "All right, if you have actually not taken any clay, then just open your mouth, I shall see." So, over there in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is asking and praying Lord Krishna to show the universal form. Now, in this particular pastime, Krishna is tricking, and he is asking mother to look into the mouth so that he can show all his potency and the vision of universal form. So, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was so ordered by his mother, he immediately opened his mouth just like an ordinary boy. Then Mother Yashoda saw within that mouth the complete opulence of creation. She saw the entire outer space in all directions, mountains, islands, oceans, seas, planets, air, fire, moon, and stars. Along with the moon and the stars, she also saw the entire elements, water, sky, the extensive eternal existence, along with the total ego and the products of the senses and the controller of the senses, all the demigods, the objects of the senses, like the sound, smell, etc. And the three qualities of material nature, she also could perceive that within his mouth were all living entities, eternal time, material nature, spiritual nature, activity, consciousness and different forms of whole creation. Yashoda could find within the mouth of her child everything necessary for cosmic manifestation. She also saw within his mouth herself taking Krishna on her lap and having him sucking her breast. Upon seeing all this, she became stuck with awe and began to wonder whether she were dreaming or actually seeing something extraordinary. She concluded that she was either dreaming or seeing the play of illusory energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. She thought that she had become mad, mentally deranged, to see all those wonderful things. Then she thought, it may be cosmic mystic power attained by my child, and therefore I am perplexed by such visions within his mouth. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, under whose energy bodily self and bodily possessions are conceived. She then said, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, under whose illusory energy I am thinking that Nanda Maharaj is my husband and Krishna is my son, that all the properties of Nanda Maharaj belong to me, and that all the cowherd man and woman are also subjects. All these misconceptions is due to the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord. So let me pray to him that he may protect me always. While Mother Yashoda was thinking in this high philosophical way, Lord Krishna again expanded his internal energy just to bewilder her with material affliction. Immediately, Mother Yashoda forgot all philosophical speculation and accepted Krishna as her own child. She took him on her lap and became overwhelmed with maternal affection. She thus began to think Krishna is not understandable to the masses through the gross process of knowledge, but he can be received through the Upanishads and the Vedanta or mystic yoga system and Sankhya philosophy. Then she began to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as her own begotten child. Certainly, Mother Yashoda had executed many pious activities. As a result of this, she got the absolute truth, Supreme Personality of Godhead, as her son who sucked milk from her breast. Similarly, Nanda Maharaja also must have performed many great sacrifices and pious activities for Lord Krishna to become his son and address him as a father. But it is surprising that Vasudeva and Devaki did not enjoy the transcendental bliss of Krishna's childhood pastimes. Although Krishna was the real son, the childhood pastimes of Krishna is glorified even today by many sages and saintly persons. But Vasudeva and Devaki could not enjoy such childhood pastimes personally. The reason for this was explained by Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit as follows. When the best of the Vasus of the name Drona, along with his wife Dhara, were ordered to increase progeny by Lord Brahma, they said unto him, Dear father, we are seeking your benediction. Drona and Dhara then took benediction from Brahma that in the future, when they would take birth again within universe, the Supreme Lord Krishna in his most attractive feature of a childhood would absorb their whole attention. The dealings with Krishna would be so powerful that simply by hearing of Krishna's childhood activities with them anyone could very easily cross over the nascence of birth and death. Lord Brahma agreed to give them the benediction, and as a result, the same Drona appeared as Nanda Maharaj in Vrindavan, and the same Drona appeared as the Mother Yashoda, the wife of Nanda Maharaj. In this way, Nanda Maharaj and his wife Mother Yashoda developed their unalloyed devotion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, having got him as a son, and all the gopis and cowherd men who were associated of Krishna naturally developed their own different feelings of love for Krishna. Therefore, just to fulfill the benediction of Lord Brahma, Lord Krishna appeared along with his plenary expansion, Balaram, and performed all kinds of childhood pastimes in order to increase the transcendental pleasure of all residents of Vrindavan. So, this is very interesting that we are actually reading from Bhagavad Gita, but that particular universal form that is shown here to Arjuna, there is a much more difference between the universal form that Krishna tried to show it to Mother Yashoda. So, we will go over it and discuss it. Let's pray to Guru Parampara so that we can understand Srila Prabhupada's purports in different subjects in different books. Om Agnano Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalaka Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namam Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Ushcham. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhupya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Lord Krishna continues his dialogue with Arjuna and he says, O best of the Bharatas, see here and different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard of before. So we are talking about the same universal form which Mother Yashoda saw in the mouth of Lord Sri Krishna. O Arjuna, whatever wish you wish to see, behold at once in this body of mine. This universal form can show you whatever you now desire to see and whatever you may want to see in the future. Everything moving and non-moving is here completely in one place. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Evam muktva tato rajan mahayogeshwaro harihi darsyamas parthaya paramam rupameshwaryam Sanjay said, O king, having spoken thus, the Supreme Lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Arjuna saw in that universal form unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraises weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared all over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. If hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, their radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in that universal form. At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansion of the universe, situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to Supreme Lord. So, the all purpose of this reading is that on Friday, 5 o'clock, we will continue the talk. And that day, Mother Ambika, and they have two daughters, Tirtha and Ambika, these are the two daughters, and Mother Gopi is the grandma of their grandchild Jaya, and she's completing 15 years, and that's 15th birthday, and they will be celebrating by reading all this kind of prayers. We are intending to read when Lord Sri Krishna was born and whatever the prayers were chanted in Srimad Bhagavatam, we will try to chant that. Possibly we will also attach Narsingha Kavach to protect the child. But these are the kind of prayers and subject that you will come across once more on Friday, because it's a continuation of all the prayers that right now Arjuna is presenting to Lord Sri Krishna when he showed the universal form. Arjuna said, My dear Lord Krishna, I see resembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere, without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides, like blazing fire on the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. You are the supreme primal object. You have ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible, and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of eternal religion and the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Now, as I read, please keep your eyes on the beautiful divine form of Shri Radha Govinda. And that is the reason, because more and more we read about this divine form, which is the universal form, it becomes unbearable even for Arjuna. He cannot see, and he says, no, I don't want to see your this pastimes. And please wrap up this particular form that you have started showing me. I want to see your beautiful form as a Radha Govinda, two-handed form. Don't show me this multi, Sahasra Sirisha Purusha, Sahasra Raksha, Sahasrapada, Sabhumbim Vishvato Rutva Atyatistadra. Sahasra Sirisha, so many heads, and so many eyes, so many hands, so many legs, so many bodies, right? Spreaded everywhere. And that's why it's not very easy to digest, even in reading. So he says, although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all spaces between. O great one, seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. All the host of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you. Some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Holds of great sages and perfect beings, crying, all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Shanti, 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 they're all over there. They don't want this disturbance. They are all perturbed. All the various manifestations of the Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, the Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas and two Ashwinis, Maruts and forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras and perfected demigods are beholding you in wonder. O mighty armed one, all the planets with the demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth, and as they are disturbed, so I am. So as you can see how powerful that form must be. He continues, O all-pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. As you know, he was on a battlefield, and he is already in that condition where he says, I cannot even my Gandiva in my hand, right? I am perspiring, my mind is reeling. Krishna, please help me. He was already in that condition, and now he is seeing this universal form. So that why he says, I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. O Lord of the Lords, O refuge of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing this, your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth in all directions. I am bewildered. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with the allies, kings, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers, also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. This is very interesting because the war has not even started. Everybody is living right in front of them, happy and healthy, ready to fight. But Krishna's form is actually predicting some kind of prophecy that they are all going to end up as a food for Krishna. And then when he says, I am Kala, I am the death personification. O Lord of the Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisances unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is. So this is time again, like I said, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Krishna says, Kalosmi, Lokaksha Kruta Pravruddhav, Lokan Samahartu Miha Pravruttaham, Rutopi Tvamna Bhavishyanti Sarve, Yo Yasita Pratyanikeshu Yodhaha. Srila Prabhupada translates, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Time I am, the great destroyer of all worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both the sides will be slain. And that's exactly happened. Millions of people lost their lives on battlefield of Kurukshetra. So here, Srila Prabhupada says, although Arjuna knew that Krishna was his friend and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was puzzled by the various forms exhibited by Krishna. Therefore, he asked further about actual mission of his devastating force. It is written in the Vedas that the Supreme Truth destroys everything. Even the Brahmanas are stated in the Katha Upanishad. Yasya brahmacha ksharamcha ube bhavata odanaha. Eventually, all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme. This form of Supreme Lord is all-devouring giant. And here Krishna presents himself in that form of all-devouring time. Except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on that battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjuna was not in favor of the fight, and he thought it was better not to fight. Then there will be no frustration. In reply, the Lord is saying that even if he did not fight, every one of them would be destroyed. For that was his plan. If Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in other way. Death could not be checked. Even if he did not fight, in fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of Supreme Lord. That is the law of nature. So, therefore, Krishna says, therefore get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in fight. So here they say, Nimitta matram bhava sabyasachi. Just become an instrument. Pretend that you are fighting, because I already showed you that they are dead already in my mouth. So why you worry? Dronam cha Bhishmam cha Jayadratham cha Karna Thadanyapi Yodhavirana. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadrath, Karna, and the other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies and battle. Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, O king, after hearing these words from Supreme Personality of Godhead, the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to Lord Krishna in faltering voice as follows. And this is a most important prayer, most important verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Anytime you are in a position when you need Krishna, you must remember this particular verse and Krishna will come and help you immediately. The verse is like this. Sthane Rushikesh Tava Pakritya Jagat prarutunurajyate cha Rakshansi bhitani disho dravanti Sarve namasyanti cha siddhi sangam. This is verse text 36 of chapter 11. Sthane Rishikesh tava prakirtya. So sthane means rightly. Rishikesh means, O master of senses. Tava means your. Prakritya by the glories. Jagat, the entire world. Parshvati is rejoining. Anurajyati is becoming attached. Cha and Rakshasmi, the demons. Rakshasamsi, the demons. The Bhutani out of fear. Dishas in all direction. Dravanti are filling. Sarve all. Nashyanti are offering respect. Cha also. Siddha Sangha, the perfect human beings. So translation by Srila Prabhupada, that was the word-to-word translation. Now he's giving the exact translation of that particular important verse. Arjuna said, O master of senses, the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name, and thus everyone becomes attached to you. Although the perfected beings offer you their respectful homage, the demons are afraid and they flee here and there. All that is rightly done. So just like you see Lord Nrsimhadeva's picture on the wall, and how he is helping Prahlad Maharaj, and he's chanting Om Ugram Vinam Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrusiyam Bhishanam Vadram Mrityum Mrityum Namamyam. I am in fear, I am in danger, please help me. And that time Lord Nrsimhadeva appeared from the column. So Krishna can also appear for you in the middle of nowhere, but you have to chant this particular mantra and he will be with you. The demons are afraid and they are flee here and there. So no matter how fearful, how strong, just like Hiranyakashipu, the demons may be, whoever it may be. But the thing is that when you chant this mantra and ask Krishna to come, Krishna will come and he will respond you instantly. O Great One, greater even than Brahma, you are the original creator. Why then should you not offer the respectful obeisances unto you? O limitless One, God of gods, refuge of universe, you are invincible source, the cause of all causes, transcendental to this material manifestation. You are the original personality of Godhead, the old days, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic world. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes or limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. Now, you see everything you see around this visible universe is made up of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, ether, and air. So here it says, you are air, you are supreme controller, you are fire, you are water, you are the moon, you are Brahma, you are first living creature, you are the great grandfather. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you 1,000 times again and again and again. Obeisances to you from the front, from behind, and from all sides. O unbounded power, you are the master of the limitless might. You are all pervading, and thus you are everything. Now here, when he knew potency of Lord Shri Krishna and the real side of Krishna, Arjuna felt guilty about his dealings with Lord Shri Krishna as his friend. So he says, thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Up till now I didn't know who you are. Now I know how great you are. Please forgive whatever I have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relax, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of my many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. So he is trying to apologize. Mantrihinam kriyahinam bhaktinam sureshwara yatpuritam maya deva pariprona sadastu me yadaksharam padabrashtam matrahinam chadvaved chakshamata deva prasida parameshwara. Please forgive me. You are the Father of the complete cosmic manifestation of the moving and the non-moving. You are its worshipable chief, the supreme spiritual master. No one is equal to you, nor can anyone be one with you. How then could have there be anyone greater than you within the three worlds, O Lord of immeasurable power? You are the Supreme Lord, to be worshipped by every living being. Thus I fall down to offer you my respectful obeisances and ask you mercy. As a father tolerates the impudence of his son, or a friend tolerates the impertinence of friend, or a wife tolerates the familiarity of her partner, please tolerate the wrongs I have done to you. As in English they say that familiarity breeds the contempt, because you lose the respect for other person when you start living with somebody 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, within a week, after 15 days, after a month or so, you lose the respect for the person and you will try to, disrespect him. So after seeing this universal form, which I have never seen before, I am gladdened, but at the same time, my mind is disturbed with fear. Therefore, please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as the personality of Godhead, O Lord of the Lords, O abode of the universe. O universal form, O thousand arms Lord, I wish to see you in your four-arm form, with helmet, head, with a club, will, conch, and lotus flower in your hand. I long to see you in that four-handed form. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, happily I have shown you by my internal potency this Supreme Universal Form within this material world. No one before you has ever seen this primal form, unlimited and full of glaring effulgences. O best of Kuru warriors, no one before you has ever seen this universal form of mine, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances can I be seen this form in the material world. So this is a very, very important verse we should know. There are so many ways and ways and ways in transcendental world, the spiritual world. It's like an ocean of karmakand. There are so many options are given at every step to get Krishna, but none of them is effectively working actually. न वेदयज्ञा अध्ययनेरदानेर न च क्रियार्भी न तपोभिरुग्रैः एवं रूपशक्य अहं लोके द्रष्टुम त्वदन्ये कुरु प्रवीर. O best of Kurus, warriors, no one before you have ever seen this universal form of mine, for neither by studying the Vedas, nor by performing sacrifices, nor by charity, nor by pious activities, nor by severe penances, can I be seen in this form in the material world. Srila Prabhupada says, the divine vision in this connection should be clearly understood. Who can have divine vision? Divine means godly. Unless one attains the status of divinity as a demigod, he cannot have divine vision. And what is a demigod? It is stated in Vedic scripture that those who are devotee of the Lord Vishnu are demigods. Vishnu Bhakta Smarta Devaha. Those who are authentic, that is, who do not believe in Vishnu or who recognize only the impersonal part of Krishna as a supreme, cannot have the divine vision. It is not possible to decry Krishna and at the same time have the divine vision. One cannot have the divine vision without becoming divine. In other words, those who have divine vision can also see like Arjuna. The Bhagavad Gita gives the description of the universal form. Although this description was unknown to everyone before Arjuna, now one can have some idea of the Vishwarupa after this incident. Those who are actually divine can see the universal form of the Lord, but cannot be divine without being a pure devotee of Krishna. The devotees, however, who are actually in the divine nature and who have divine vision are not very much interested in seeing the universal form of the Lord as described in the previous verse. Arjuna desired to see the four-handed form of Lord Krishna as Vishnu, and he was actually afraid of the universal form. In this verse, there are some significant words just like Veda Adhyayanena, which refers to studying Vedic literature and the subject matter of sacrificial regulation. Veda refer to the kinds of Vedic literature such as the four Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda and Atharvaveda, and 18 Puranas, the Upanishads and a Vedanta Sutra. One can study this at home or anywhere else. Similarly, there are sutras, Kalpa Sutras and Mimamsa Sutras, the studying method of sacrifices. Dane refers to charity, which is offered to a suitable party, such as those who are engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas, similarly pious activities refer to the Agnihotra and the prescribed duties of the different castes. And the voluntary acceptance of the some bodily pains is called tapasya. So one can perform all this, can accept penances, give charity, study the Vedas, etc. But unless he is a devotee like Arjuna, it is not possible to see that universal form. Those who are impersonalists are also imagining that they are seeing the universal form of the Lord. But from Bhagavad Gita, we understand that the impersonalists are not devotees. Therefore, they are unable to see the universal form of the Lord. There are many persons who create incarnations. They falsely claim an ordinary human to be an incarnation, but this is all foolishness. We should follow the principle of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, there is no possibility of attaining perfect spiritual knowledge. Although Bhagavad Gita is considered the preliminary study of the science of God, still it is so perfect that it enables one to distinguish what is what. The followers of the pseudo incarnations may say that they have also seen the transcendental incarnation of God, the universal form, but that is unacceptable, because it is clearly stated here that unless one becomes a devotee of Krishna, one cannot see the universal form of God. So, one first of all has to become a pure devotee of Krishna. Then he can claim that he can show the universal form of what he has seen. A devotee of Krishna cannot accept false incarnations as followers of false incarnations. So, these things are getting very, very interesting, and Srila Prabhupada is really guiding us in a very wonderful way, that first we have to become a devotee, and then already we can dream of actually witnessing or understanding or seeing the form of universal form of Lord. Today, Radha Govinda is dressed up in a very beautiful, fantastic costumes, and they look very beautiful. Try to meditate. Pretty soon, in the next part of the ceremony, we will be offering a Aarti to Shri Radha Govinda, and because of the timing, we sing this Gaur Aarti Ki Bajayo. So, at home, wherever you are, if you can afford or you have already been there, especially the sponsor of the reading, they are equipped with all these things. You need a conch shell, you need the incense, you need a ghee lamp, and a little water, handkerchief, a flower, and chamar and fan if you have. So, as the pujari is blowing the conch shell and trying to offer all the paraphernalias, you should be also offering in the same fashion. Look at the hand of the pujari, how it moves, and how many times, what part of the body is he or she is offering, and try to learn the aarti and offer it also. Right now, on behalf of the sponsorer, the opulent food is being offered to Shri Radha Govinda. Friday evening, the same thing, Ambika Mataji, who is the grandmother, and their daughter, Gopi Mataji, who is the grandmother, and their daughter Ambika and Tirtha, the daughter of Mother Tirtha, Jaya, is actually celebrating the 15th birthday. So, we will be reading from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Nectar of Devotion, and different scriptures, and we will try to make sure that the child is protected forever. It's going to be very, very interesting session. So, please be there Friday evening. We have actually scheduled on Saturday, but Saturday what we will be doing, we will be doing is 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning. We will have a Bhagavatam class. We try to follow the Bhagavatam class 8 o'clock, and there won't be any lecture or reading on Saturday evening. We will be doing on Friday evening, that's why we are cancelling it on Saturday evening. But Saturday morning, definitely 8 o'clock, there is a Bhagavatam class. Please be there and attend it. So, this Gaur Arti, which is actually in Bengali, but Srila Prabhupada is very merciful that he has given us the translation of this particular Arti. And it goes like this: all glories to the beautiful Arti ceremony of Lord Chaitanya. This Gaur Arti is taking place in a grove on the banks of Jhanvi Ganges and is attracting the minds of all living entities in the universe. On Lord Chaitanya's right side is Lord Nityananda, and on his left is Sri Gadadhar. Nearby stands his Advaita, and Srimad Thakur is holding an umbrella over Lord Chaitanya's head. Lord Chaitanya has sat down on a jeweled throne, and the demigods headed by Lord Brahma perform Arti ceremony. Narahari Sarkar and other associates of the Lord Chaitanya fan him with charmers, and devotees headed by Sanjay Pandita, Mukunda Datta, and Vasu Ghosh sing sweet kirtan. Conch shells, bells, and kartals resound, the mridangas play very sweetly. This kirtan music is supremely sweet and relishable to hear. The brilliance of Lord Chaitanya's face conquers millions upon millions of moons, and the garlands of forest flowers around his neck shines. Lord Shiva, Shukadeva Goswami, and Narad Muni are all there, and their voices are choked with the ecstasy of transcendent love. Thus, Bhaktivinoda envisions the glory of Lord Sri Chaitanya. So, our blessing is there. After we finish the Arti, we also offer obeisances to Sri Narsimha Deva. I offer my obeisances to Lord Narsimha Deva, who gives joy to Prahlad Maharaj, and whose nails are like chisel on the stone-like chest of demon Hiranyakashipu. Lord Narsimha is here and also there. Wherever I go, Lord Narsimha is there. He is in heart and is outside as well. I surrender to Lord Narsimha, the origin of all things and the supreme refuge. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who has assumed the form of half man and half lion, all glories to you. Just as one can easily crush the wasp between one's fingernails, so in the same way, the body of the wasp-like demon Hiranyakashipu was been ripped apart by wonderful points nails on the beautiful lotus hands. So, just wait for that. We also chanting so many other bhajans along with the, what do you call, Arti. For example, Hari Haraya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. So, Narottam Das Thakur chants the names of Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Sita. Since Lord Hari, the spiritual master, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, are all on the transcendental platform, they are giving the same respect. Then Srila Narottam Das chants the names of the 6 Goswamis. I offer my obeisances at the feet. He sings which destroys sufferings, accumulates over many long years. I am the servants of the 6 Goswamis, and the dust of the lotus feet is my 5 kinds of foodstuffs. To serve this lotus feet and keep the association of devotees is my only business, birth after birth after birth. So we will be singing those kind of bhajans also. But for time being, you should be focusing on Aarti. Be prepared with your incense and ghee lamp, water, flour, etc. And we will be taking care in the next few minutes. So, coming back to Bhagavad Gita again, you have been perplexed, bewildered by seeing the horrible picture of mine. Now let it be finished. My devotee, be free again from all disturbances. With a peaceful mind, you can now see the form you desire. Sanjay said to Dhritarashtra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, having spoken thus to Arjuna, displayed his real four-armed form and at last showed his two-armed form, thus encouraging the fearful Arjuna. So, in text number 51, Arjuna says, Drastvedam manusham rupam tav somyam janardana idanim asmin samsrutya sachesa prakrutim gataha. He says, when Arjuna thus saw Krishna in his original form of two-handed form, just like Shri Radha Govinda is having, he said, O Janardana, seeing this human-like form, so very beautiful, I am now composed in my mind and I am restored back to my original nature. So this was a wonderful reading, so many prayers and so much to read about Lord Sri Krishna. We read something from Nectar of Devotion, from Bhagavad Gita, from Srimad Bhagavatam, from the Krishna book, and now we are ready to offer Aarti to Shri Radha Govinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So if you have this Vaishnava song book, there is a song which is known as a Gaur Arati from Gitavali. It is written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and the words are Ki bajayo jaya gora chande arati ko shobha janavi tatavane jagamana lobha dakshine nitai chand bame gadadhar nikate advaita srinivas छत्रधारा बसिया छे गौराचंद्र रत्न सिंहासने आरती कोरेने ब्रह्मा आदि देवगणे नर हरि आदि कोरी चामर दुलायो संजय मुकुंद बासु कोश आदि गायो शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल मधुर मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला बहुकोटि चंद्रजिनी वदन उज्ज्वल गल देशे वनमाला कोरे जलमाला शिव शुक नारद प्रेमे गदा गद भक्ति विनोद देखे कुरार संपद. So here we just read Shankha baje, Ghanta baje, baje kartala. So if you are the kartal at home, if you are the mridanga at home, and if someone claim play harmonium, tabla, whatever, you can have a nice show in your home while doing this reading, while we are offering Aarti to Shri Radha Govinda. You should be also at the same time show your spirit, your respect and prayers to Shri Shri Radha Govinda Dev. We'll be chanting a lot of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra also at the same time during the Aarti. But mainly we offer Aarti to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, and all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We also pray Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastha Bhutare Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. I offer respectful and humble obeisances unto His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at His lotus feet. Namaste Saraswatideve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Adeshatare. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, Srila Prabhupada, servant of Saraswati Goswami. You are kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Deva and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. Ki bajayo jaya gora chande Aruti ko shobhan Ki bajayo jaya gaura chande Aruti ko shobhan Jhanvi Tatvan Jagman Loban Jhanvi Tatvan Jaguman Loban Dakshina Nikai Chand Mam Gadadharam Dakshina Nikai Chand Mam Gadadharam Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasuchatra Dara Nikate Advaita Shrini Vasuchatra Dara Basi ache Gaurachan Ratnu Singhasanam Basi ache Gaurachan Ratnu Singhasanam आरती करेन ब्रह्मा आदिदेवगणे आरती करेन ब्रह्मा आदिदेवगणे नरहरि आदि कोरी चामर झुलाय नरहरि आदि कोरी चामर झुलाय संजय मुकुंद बासु घोष आदि गाय संजय मुकुंद बासु घोष आदि गाय शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताल मधुर मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला मधुर मृदंगा बाजे परम रसाला शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे शंखा बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे मधुर 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 बाजे Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Bahu koti chandra jini bhadan ujwalam. Bahu koti chandra jini bhadan ujwalam. गाल देशे वनमाला पूरे जलमाला. गाल देशे वनमाला पूरे जलमाला. शिव शुक नारद प्रेम गदागदम. शिव शुक नारद प्रेम गदागदम. भक्ति विनोद देखे गोरार संपादा. भक्ति विनोद देखे गोरार संपादा. कि बजय जय गौरा चंद्र आरती को शोभा. कि बजय जय गौरा चंद्र आरती को शोभा. जानवी तट वन जगमन लोभा. जानवी तट वन जगमन लोभा. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः। हरिहराय नमः कृष्ण यादवाय नमः। यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः। यादवाय माधवाय केशवाय नमः। गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन। गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन। गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे। जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे। जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय। जय गौरानिताय। प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव गुरुदेव। जय जय गुरुदेव। नमो विश्वपाद परिव्रताचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदा भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिव सिद्धि गौर प्रभु। अंतर्व्य मायापुर धाम की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। समावेद भक्तवृंद की गौ प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assemble devotees, all glories to assemble devotees, all glories to assemble, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlad Lad Daina. हिरण्यकशिपूर्वक्षुरां शिलटङ्कान् खालाय। इतो नृसिंहो परितो नृसिंहो। यतो यतो अमिततो नृसिंहो। बहिर्नृसिंहो हृदये नृसिंहो। नरसिंहां गतिं शरणं प्रपद्ये। तव कर कमल वरे नखाम अद्भुत श्रृंगार। दालितं हिरण्यकशिपु तानुभृंगा। केशवद्रुता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे। जय नृसिंहदेव, 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 जय नृसिंहदेव। जय प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, जय प्रहलाद महाराज। नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्री राधा गोविंद देव की, श्री प्रभुपाद की।